Yeah, that's so good. And I'm thinking about my own journey in a lot of ways. And probably a lot of young preachers out there who love the game of preaching, but often struggle. Am I called to be a pastor? Am I called to teach? Or am I called to this? And we've had many conversations about calling. And so for the person struggling with calling, what could you say to them?
Okay. Calling. I like to think of calling as something we maybe need to turn upside down in the time and space that we're living in. It's easy to reduce calling to where I'm the center of it. What's God's call for me, or what's God's purpose for my life? Where calling is actually not about you. Calling is always to something larger than you, more than you can imagine. And so how do you not make yourself the subject of the inquiry of what's my calling, but how do you actually allow God to be the subject? Which in many ways just opens up all the possibilities of where you could serve God as preacher, as pastor, as teacher, and all these other roles. But when we reduce it to what does God have for me, I think we get lost in ourselves, and we miss being able to turn and adapt our eyes to who God is and where God's working.
Yeah. And so God could be working all the way in South Africa, or right in my backyard.
Yeah, right in your family, right in the midst of your job that's not related to ministry in the church. How might God be working there, that you're being called in that space? That's different than just thinking about your vocation and your call. But how do we not reduce calling to a conversation just about me?
Yeah, that's so good. And it's funny, I was talking to someone yesterday, and a similar understanding of call being really associated with job and vocation. But they're kind of different in a lot of ways. And so
some people do a job in order to carry out their calling, right?
Yeah.
And some people have the really privilege of carrying both of those out at the same time, that their job and their calling match. And I think our lives kind of weave in and out of those in our journey. One's not more valuable than the other.
Yeah.
But sometimes we need to get a job, Benji. Benji, get a job.
I gotta stop making YouTube videos and get a job. Yeah, that's good.